Hello everyone. I hope you have seen the last video on school management which talked about effective teacher and an effective teaching. You would be now clear that an effective teacher is a person who is very comfortable and he is a mastery over the subject and he is able to convey the minds of the child into a better personality. In today's class, let us learn about what is the meaning for the word code of ethics. You would have heard when we talk about teachers, we say that they should have certain ethics and they should follow certain principles. In today's video, we are going to learn about what is the code of ethics and how a teacher has to follow the ethics. You know that teaching is a profession which is called as the noblest profession of the world because it is a profession which creates all other profession. Let us be very clear with what is the definition for the word profession. A profession is characterized by a sufficiently long period of academic training. You know that after joining B.Ed, you get sufficient amount of training to teach how to control the class, how to conduct a test, how to convey the subject to the students, everything. You gain a sufficient period of academic training. Then only it is called as a profession. We call only certain jobs as a profession. A job is different from a profession. Okay. A profession is one where you get an organized body of knowledge and it is based upon an appropriate formal and a professional training, and along with that you receive some practical experience. That is where when you are getting your training in B.Ed, you go to the classrooms, real classroom, you teach, you get a practical experience so that when you become a full-fledged teacher, you teach with more confidence and you are able to control the students in a more effective way. The last important thing that a profession is that it should have certain code of professional ethics. What is that ethics? Ethics is nothing but the set of guidelines or the principles to be followed by its member. You can see in this picture I have given you what are the standard behavior and the professional practice a teacher should have. They are nothing but the code of ethics. It can be classified into code of ethics, code of conduct, and the standard professional practice. In today's class, we are going to deal about the code of ethics and the professional ethics which a teacher should have, and what are the ways we can evaluate the effectiveness of a teacher. The code of ethics. What is a code? It is guidelines to improve the ethics of the teaching profession. You know, a doctor or any person has some ethics. Likewise, a teacher should also follow certain ethics. A code is nothing but a set of guidelines which details the ethical norms and the professional standard of conduct, which is nothing but it refers to the norms, the rules and the regulations which a teacher has to follow. What does the code include? It includes two things, namely the core values or the ethics and the standard of conduct. Okay. So, to give it in a very simplified form, I have given in the other side. The ethics is a guide of principles which are designed to help the professionals to work honestly and with an integrity towards their job. We can also define the ethics as the pros and cons for the teacher behavior in the educational environment. You know, pros and cons. The behavior of a teacher is determined in the educational environment by the code of ethics that is followed by a teacher. The code of professional ethics. I have already told you only certain jobs are called as a profession. When we look into the dictionary meaning of it, the ethics means the science of moral. The moral is nothing but the standard of conduct. We tell people He led a very moral life. He followed the principles. Like that, ethics are nothing but the science of morals. When you look into the doctors, the medical practitioners, they take a oath that they are concerned about the physical health of the persons. Like a magician also take a oath. What for the teachers take a oath? The teachers take a oath towards self regulation, and they adhere themselves to the ethical principles listed in the professional ethics of the teachers. What are the professional ethics needed for a teacher? According to NCRT, National Council for Educational Research and Training, has defined this professional ethics of a teacher in these headings. You can relate a teacher's behavior with that of the student, a teacher's relation to the parents and the guardian, a teacher's relation to society and nation, a teacher's relation to her colleagues and profession, a teacher's relation to the professional organization, and a teacher's relation to the management. When we look into the teacher's relation to the student, any student want her teacher to be well related with her and follow certain principles. A teacher should always cooperate and secure the cooperation of other persons where she is working. When we look into this, you want the teacher to be very friendly, unbiased nature. Likewise, a teacher should always be punctual in attending his duties. He or she should teach the curriculum with proper preparation, and he should treat all the students with love and affection. And she should guide them in their physical, social, intellectual, emotional, moral, and spiritual development, because the all round development of any child depends upon its teacher. She should take the individual needs and differences into consideration and teach them accordingly. And she should be able to follow certain set of dressing, speech, behavior which the students follows as an imitation from them. So the teacher should be a person who is of very much dignified, obeyed, and by given respect by the children. The teacher's relation to parents and guardians. The parents want the teacher to establish a cordial relationship with them, and she should provide fruitful information about the growth of the child and inform them whenever the child makes any shortfalls or any mistakes. They should always want their teachers to be very confident and believe in their children's well growth and development. Teachers' relation to society and nation. A teacher should strive to develop the nation's empowerment and develop the skill and attitude among the students so that they become the fruitful citizens of future. A teacher should work to strengthen the national integration and the spirit of togetherness and oneness among the children. A teacher should respect the Indian culture and develop positive attitude towards the students and make them feel comfortable in the school environment. A teacher should be respected and loyal to the community, society, and also to the nation. When we look into the teacher's role with the colleague and the profession, she should be a very friendly person who is able to collaborate and mingle with other persons in the school, and she should participate in the professional growth activities like in-service programs and training, and she should be an active partner of the various co-curricular activities like seminars, symposia, workshops, conferences, and self-study which is conducted in the schools. Then she should be a person who is cooperatively working with the head of the institution and also his colleagues, both in co-curricular and curricular activities. A teacher should understand the professional responsibility he has towards his profession. When we look into the next point, the teacher's relation to the professional organization, they should become a member of the professional organization and increase their professional qualification. They should also participate in formulation of new policies and things like the new education policy. They should always be an active member and a member who is able to disseminate the knowledge seeds to the students. The last point, the teacher's relation to management. The teacher shall recognize the management as a prime source of sustainable development, and they should develop a mutual respect and trust through his professional activity and output. Then only the management will have a very good positive attitude towards the teacher, and the teacher will also be able to grow in their profession. So, the NCERT has related the professional ethics of a teacher can be studied under these headings. I have listed some professional ethics of a teacher which are needed for her at present day moment. What are they? Punctuality, mastery of subject, unbiased nature. They should be concerned about the moral, physical, mental well-being of the people, not exploiting the school influence for their private gain, and they should have an exemplary moral contact because the students follow them very much, and they should promote the dignity and the solidarity. They should cooperate and secure the cooperation of the environment in which they work. So, to put into a nutshell, I have given some of the professional ethics which are needed for a teacher here. When we look into the qualification needed for an effective teacher, for a teacher, we need some pre-service education, which is depending upon the level of the education or the degree which we are going to receive in teacher education. When we are going to receive a certificate course, that is a 1-year duration, we are able to go with a Montessori or a pre-primary teacher or the early childhood care and education teacher, which is mainly meant for the primary children. So, you should have an entry qualification for this. The entry qualification for this is 10 plus 2. That is, after completion of your 10th or 12th, you can go into the certificate course. The next one is a diploma course, which is a 2 years duration, which is done by the primary school teachers. 1 to 5th handling teachers would be having a DTA. DTA is nothing but which is diploma in teacher education, which is most probably given by the particular state government, which is given by an organization of the state government, namely the District Institute of Teacher Education. Okay, DIET. And then the third one is a degree course, which is given now. As you learn now, you are all undergoing a degree course of 2 years, so that you are able to go and teach for the higher secondary school students. You may complete your B.Ed. After completion of your B.Ed for 2 years, you can undergo a post-graduation of 1 year. If you completed a B.Ed, you are eligible to teach for a higher secondary school. Then, if you are completing your M.Ed for the +1, +2, you are able to go and teach, and even for colleges. And what is the basic qualification for the degree? The degree is that you should have completed your graduation or post-graduation. In some of the modern education policy have made some changes to this, and now they have introduced the integrated B.Ed program, where it is 10 plus 2 division. The entry qualification is that it is meant for, normally we study 3 years of thing and 2 years of B.Ed. So it is combined for 4 years now, integrated B.Ed. And if you are able to complete these things, the eligibility qualification for the thing is 45% of marks in their post graduation or graduation. Now let us move to the professional growth of an effective teacher. And how do we evaluate the teacher effectiveness? You know, for evaluating a teacher's effectiveness, we should have some standard. So the National Curriculum Framework has made us and indicated to use appraisal to find out the teacher effectiveness. A teacher's performance appraisal. What is a teacher performance appraisal? How do your teacher teach inside the classroom? Whether she is doing it in an effective manner or not. What are the criterias? You can appraise a teacher effectiveness in these areas, namely the teaching skills which she uses in the class, her teaching her behavior, and the teaching competency of the teacher. So this teacher performance appraisal can be done either in a formative way or in a summative way. The formative is nothing but, as you know, the formative evaluation is nothing but evaluating periodically during their service. So based upon their periodical evaluation, the teacher will be given the appraisal form. What is summative? Summative is nothing but they are evaluated annually. In evaluation of the summative process, the periodic evaluation is also taken into account. So a teacher's effectiveness can be estimated in these forms. Okay. Now, I hope you are very clear with who is an effective teacher, what is code of conduct, professional ethics, and what are the ways we can evaluate the effectiveness of a teacher. Hope you are clear with this. If you have doubts, call me back. If you have doubts, you can call me and try to prepare an assignment on professional ethics needed for a teacher. Prepare this assignment for a 5 mark. Thank you.